Good evening. Welcome to the Green Room. I think that's what it's called. I was actually in the actual Green Room and back. When I got here earlier tonight, I'm walking in, the guy goes, "Would you like to go to the Green Room?" I looked around and says, "I thought I was in the Green Room." But they have a Green Room in the back for the musicians and the comics. I have a very intimate audience tonight. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I hope you enjoy the show. Uh, my name's Joey C. If you've seen the flyer, you see that Basil Kamas is supposed to be the host tonight. Well, Basil, he's from Iraq, and he either got picked up by ICE or his wife's car got stuck in the ice. I can't remember which one it is. So he's not going to be here for the first show. Hopefully, the second show he'll show up. I usually walk up to a song by Jimi Hendrix called "Hey Joe," and I saw Jimmy a couple of different times live before he passed on. And every time he did that song, he was looking down at me in the audience. And I know he wrote the song for me, basically. But he had to change the words to get it on the radio. The actual words of, the radio version is, "Hey Joe, where are you going with that gun in your hand? Going to shoot my old lady. You know, I caught her messing around with another man." Well, the actual words when he was singing about me said, "Hey, Joe, where are you going with that gun in your pocket? Going down to shoot my old lady. Caught her messing around with another man's rocket." And no, sorry, that's not a gun in my pocket. I'm just happy to be here tonight. I'm happy to be anywhere at my age. I'm 73 years old. I'm happy to be anywhere as long as I'm still above ground. And I'm really happy to be able to keep doing that joke, even though when I started doing it, I had a 45 Magnum in that pocket. Now it's just a pea shooter. That's all I do anymore, is shoot pea. But again, thank you all for coming tonight. Those of you that know me, you know that I've been dealing with Parkinson's for the last 17 years. Those of you that don't know me, surprise. And I tell you about my Parkinson's not because I want your sympathy. I don't want you feeling sorry for me. I'm the type of guy that I'll play the cards I'm dealt, no matter the hand's bad or not. I'm always looking for a silver lining in every dark cloud. Like when God gives you lemons, what do? You make lemonade, exactly. When God gives you Parkinson's, what do? You make milkshakes. Come on, I love milkshakes too. They're delicious. I'm telling you about my Parkinson's because you're going to be fixated on my hand. My hand just keeps moving around, keeps shaking, the tremors in my hand and stuff. And you're not going to be listening to any of the shitty jokes that I write. So please, don't worry about the hand. Just listen to all my shitty jokes. Because if you're looking at the hand, you're probably thinking, "Man, that dude's so nervous to be in the green room in Placerville tonight. He can't stop that hand from shaking." Others of you are thinking, "Hey, he said he's got Parkinson's. That's got to be the secret handshake." Some of you are thinking, "Oh, I hope he's got COPD in that hand." And I don't mean chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. I mean a continuous orgasmic pleasure device, because it actually is. This my wife says. I don't know. And then the others of you are thinking, "Man, it'd be awesome if he had a tambourine in that hand." And it is awesome, but I don't have a tambourine tonight, so I'm going to go without the tambourine. But I can stop my hand from shaking. And if you notice, it's actually moved down to my leg now. But I can't concentrate long enough, and so it starts shaking back again. Or if I grab something really stiff and hard, I can stop it. But why would I want to stop it, huh? Why would I? There's no reason to stop it now. Anybody got a cigarette? I'm almost done up here. I love that joke. It's the only joke I ever wrote that gave me a happy ending. Now, I grew up in the 60s. I became a teenager in the 60s. The drugs, sex, rock and roll 60s. And my favorite drug in the 60s, anybody guess? Acid. Yeah, they know. My favorite drug today, antacid. I brought some with me in case you want to party later on. We can party like a rock star with my amount of antacid that I brought with me. But that's how we did in the 60s. We all partied like rock stars. Some of us actually partied with rock stars. There's a band out of the Bay Area that every weekend we were at one of their concerts, partying with them, taking antacid, no acid with them. The name of the group is called the Grateful Dead. Ever heard of the Grateful Dead? We were called Deadheads. Now most of my people are just called Dead. Whoa, death joke didn't get a laugh tonight. Or maybe it did. I'm kind of deaf myself. I can barely hear what's going on. But so I know I don't look like it, but I did a lot of drugs in the 60s. A lot of drugs in the 60s. But I wasn't a drug addict. I wasn't addicted to drugs. I was doing research. I was trying to find the best drug out there. And so I did a lot of research. And people ask me today, say, Joey C., at your age, are you still doing research? And I am. But I can't smoke it anymore because of my lungs, because I'm just doing research on plant-based organic drugs, kind of like from farm to forked up. But like I said, my lungs are tore up. At my age, I can't smoke. I can't get the smoke in there anymore without coughing it all up. And I hate edibles. They came along with a lot of kids love edibles. I hate edibles. They tell you how much THC is in each one. You eat one, and you're just coasting along, waiting to get high, and you're not getting high. 20 minutes later, you eat another one. The first one hits immediately. The second one doesn't wait 20 minutes. It hits too. And now you are down. You're down for the count. You're so high, you can't even get the potato chip bag open. So I don't do edibles anymore either. As you can see by my shirt, I do wearables now. And I like wearables a whole lot better because when you start getting high, you just take the wearable off. I mean, I could take the shirt off and I won't get high anymore. But I used to wear all my clothes were wearables until one night at a comedy show, I did the last 15 minutes on stage naked. I was so high, I had to keep taking clothes off. So now I don't do that anymore. I just wear a shirt, get high enough. And don't get too excited, ladies. Me naked, I look like an escapee from a concentration camp, although I've never been circumcised. Last time I did a show, afterwards a guy came up to me and goes, hey, I loved your show. You're right, your jokes are shitty, but that was the best impersonation I've ever seen. And I go, I don't do impersonations. And they go, oh, yes, you do. I go, well, who did I impersonate? He said, well, that's the best impersonation of Michael J. Fox I've ever seen. And I go, oh, I do a Fox impersonation? He goes, yeah, the best. I did that joke in L.A. Michael was sitting in the audience, right up from where you guys are sitting. Michael was sitting there. And I looked down at Michael when I hit the punchline of the joke, because if Michael didn't like the joke, I'd take it out of my set. I didn't want to embarrass Michael at all. I'd take it out of my set. So looking down at Michael, he's doing this. I'm like, shit, he hates my joke. God, what's going on here? So I looked Michael up after the show. I said, Michael, I'm sorry about that joke. I'll take it out of my set. He goes, what joke was that, Joey C? I said, the one about me impersonating you, Michael J. Fox. He said, I love that joke. Don't take it out of your set. I said, Michael, you were shaking your head no. He said, I got Parkinson's, you dumbass. So Michael and I, we've become great friends, though. Michael and I are actually working on a movie together. We're collaborating on a movie together. It's about two young boys that work for their father's valet service. We call it Parking Sons. Is there anybody out there, Danny? Oh, wait, I heard somebody laugh. There is. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Well, my motto back in the 60s, like I said, well, the motto back in the 60s was drug, sex, rock, and roll. We bought the drugs to get the girls to party with us. We'd have sex. We'd listen to rock and roll. My motto at the age of 73 now is drug, sex, rock, and roll. But I don't need drugs to get the girls to party with me. Women my age, they're hella horny. Hella horny. And you're probably thinking I'm talking about cougars. No, they're my age. They're saber-toothed tigers, but they're hella horny. And that's I use the drugs to keep up with them ladies. And Viagra's one hell of a drug, but you got to be careful with Viagra. Last time I took it, got stuck in my throat. I had a stiff neck for like 4 hours. My Adam's apple was hard as a rock. Nobody got pleasure that night. And guys, if you're taking ginkgo biloba for memory loss, try Viagra. First time I took it, I remember what it was like to be 12 years old again. Remember, guys, when you were young, your mom yelling at you all the time to take a shower? You didn't want to get into the shower because she kept yelling at you. Then that special day came where you went into the shower. 2 hours later, you came out. And every day you start taking a 2-hour shower. Mom's still yelling at you because all the soap bars look like hot dog buns. So Mom's never satisfied, is she? Never satisfied. There's certain things about Parkinson's that I find out all the time that are kind of weird. It's like my tremors. You see, the tremors are usually in my right hand. If I stop it, it goes to my legs. Sometimes it comes over to my left hand. It's never been anyplace else except the other day I was at the Walmart. And I dropped some money, so I bent over to pick it up. The tremors went into my butt cheeks. And I felt okay about it. It didn't bother me until I heard some little girl go, "Look, Mommy, that old man's twerking." I went, "Jeez," and all of a sudden I got embarrassed. Here I am in the middle of Walmart, bending over, and I'm starting to twerk. So I looked around, all these people were looking at me, and I go, "Oh, man, I'm really embarrassed now." But then they started throwing money down on the floor for me to pick it up. I made about $150 that day. So don't be surprised if I come to a Walmart near you and start twerking for you. Make sure you bring some cash, bring some money. Like I said, we kind of switched up tonight because the host, Basil, is in Tahoe picking up his wife. And so we've got 3 other comics. We found an extra comic. And I'm going to let the comics come up right now. Actually, my next comic is from Sacramento. I thought he was from Mexico. He kind of looks that way, except he walks by ICE agents all the time, and they don't do crap. So I guess he is from Sacramento. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one, the only Danny Luna from Sacramento.